Live, baby.
Give me the countdown on your end, baby.
1 live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, this your boy Daniel Lionsden Evans, and you are now live inside the den. As always, this is unrehearsed and unscripted, and we're here today with very special friend of mine, Mr. Anthony Jones here.
Sure, thank you for having me.
All right, brother. This is my real good friend, man. I've been knowing this guy about 4 years. He's originally from New York. Been down here for quite some time, and tell us the story, man. How did we meet, man? Because I don't remember exactly how we met.
It's crazy, man. Social media. I don't remember the young lady's name, but she posted something about somebody doing taxes and all of that. I don't like to wait in them long lines at these other places. I don't know if I can say the name or whatever, but those franchises. But
Yeah, like what?
H&R
H&R
Block
Block.
and all of that.
Yeah.
So time is precious to me for one, so that's why I choose not to even deal with stuff like that. But so I came in and spoke with Miss Gina, and she told me, her husband did credit repair, all of that, and it's been all love ever since.
Yes, sir. And this is one of the guys, man, that when I first originally met him, um, he actually he's the prime example of someone um, like following instructions, word for word. When I told him about his credit, on how to get certain things, to move and just taking my advice. And he kind of became a mentee in some form. So I was able to help him in more than one ways, and he has been able to see the benefit of just listening and being able to to take advantage of opportunity. And I remember we was talking before when I first started dealing with him on that level. um, he takes uh, correction and he takes instruction very seriously. This is a young man. Don't let anybody just tell him anything. He don't listen to a whole lot of individuals when it pertains to certain things. So he has an awesome testimony. I just want him to just kind of elaborate on the testimony as it pertains to me getting with you, taking you under my wing, and all that kind of stuff.
First and foremost, I told you plenty of times I greatly appreciate it. Everything that you have told me thus far has been nothing but the truth. You know, a lot of times, you know, guys my age or the age I was then when we first met, we don't like to listen to the older guys. We feel like they're just trying to tell us what to do. But when you want to succeed and you want to get to a certain place in life, you got to learn how to shut up and listen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. At first it was a little sketchy. I'm like, nah, too good to be true, this and that. This guy's just extremely nice. Why? I think that's just the New York in me.
Y'all just, man, boy. I will tell you, just not to cut you off, hold that thought right there. But I have learned, see, we get into where you're from and where I'm from the South.
Yeah.
We believe in Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
We believe in if we riding down the road, we see somebody on the porch, we wave that up there, wave back, and then 10 minutes later you pass down that same road, see them same people you wave, they're gonna wave back.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you pass down that road 100 times, that person's gonna still wave for you. Just Southern hospitality. But when I was in the Marine Corps, I was roommates with a guy that was from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, which I found out they're not very friendly. People from the North just have a different, like, I don't know what you call it, man. They reserved a little bit on things.
Yeah, I would say that. And it's mainly, man, like everywhere in the world, but cities like New York, Philly, Jersey, DC, things like that. You always got to be on point. You got to be on guard. Somewhat, you got to be in defense mode because, like I said, like anywhere in the world, anything can happen at any given time. So for me, coming down here to the South, and it's like, okay, somebody trying to help me. It's valuable information, but why is this guy telling me this? He don't know me from a can of paint. Why is he trying to help me so much? Not knowing at the time, just a genuinely good brother. Like I said, I appreciate that.
It's even though I've been experienced, you know what I'm saying, it's still mind boggling to know that it's a place in an area of the culture that you just always have to be on edge. I remember being in the airport when I was in the military. You see the signs say keep your eye on your luggage. You hear the announcements. Don't leave your bags unattended. People are always like looking to try to scam and get over on people, man. But I have noticed that there's been quite a few people that I've dealt with over the last 5 years. They've all left New York and came down this way. And it's just one of those things they can tell the difference in being here versus there and all that.
I tell you what, I think I moved down here in 2014. Mm-hmm. At first, I hated it.
Yeah,
it was just extremely slow, too hot, sticky, bugs, and all of that. Smell of cow manure and all of that. Like I wasn't used to that.
Yeah,
I could walk to a train station in New York with no problem and smell the same thing. But it was just down here, everything was so slow. But as I got older, I became accustomed to it. And it's like that slow pace is what I need.
Man, that
you know what? Is what I need.
And I hear a lot of people say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like if they got young kids, they say this is a place that you can retire from because it's a little bit slower. And I guess at certain times you need certain things. You know what I mean? And right now, man, with the world being the way it is, man, sometimes slow is better.
And I mean, I have a few family members up north. When they come and visit, they're like, "Oh man, we love it here," And we'll get into it hopefully a little bit later. When I told her what we paid for the house that we just got built from the ground up, she said, "What? Are you serious for all of this?"
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth it. But none of that wouldn't have been possible if I didn't keep my faith in God, stay consistent, and if I didn't listen to you.
Man, that
I mean, that's the honest truth.
Man, that's awesome you say that, man, because having faith in God is number one. You know what I mean? Being consistent is also very important.
Mm-hmm.
But the other factor is being able to listen. You know what I mean? You can work all these different principles that people put out in the atmosphere, get rich, 7 streams of income. But if you ain't working those principles, then it's not going to do anything for you.
It's going to be a landslide.
And you can be consistently inconsistent.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
It's real easy.
Yeah, it is. Easy. It's especially when you come from the type of environment that that you grew up in and things like that, man. You can do a whole lot more with less when you work a plan, to the fullest. I always tell people all the time, man, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. You have to be willing to accept, correction. Even me, man, in my time, I still have to seek, correction from people that that's in a better situation I am. Mm-hmm. Caleb is my technology, my equipment guy. I have to constantly ask him for adjustments and ask him for his advice because this is his area of expertise. But if I had Caleb to come and set all this stuff up, and he telling me that you need to do A, B, C, and D to make the show better and make the platform better, then I can't get mad if I don't get the results.
Yeah.
This is something that he does in his profession since he was 6, 7 years old, dealing with computers, technology, even from the type of cameras that we get here, uh, I have to take his advice. I have to listen to him. And, another thing, I ask people for feedback, for the show, things like that. But if I'm not listening to them, then I can't expect to have a successful show if I don't listen to nobody to tell me something. I see you rocking a New York hat and all that, man. Do you miss home at all or what?
I do. I miss it because just a lot of memories, man, as a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, anybody that's watching this that's from up north, there's so many memories, from penny stores, candy houses, just
You say candy houses?
yeah, yeah,
What's a candy house like? You go and buy candy from a store, like from a house?
just like that.
I remember
like
growing
that.
up with those type of
Yeah.
like you go to the bus stop and then it might be a lady that's selling snow cones and freezer
Mhm.
cups. Some people call them huckabucks, freezer cups, and then having that little summertime go get you a 25-cent pickle,
Yeah,
bag
Yeah,
of chips. You know what I'm saying?
you'll be surprised how far a dollar will take you back then.
Man, back in the day you can get a lot, man.
Like, for real.
And I was even at my earliest age of entrepreneurship, I would go to the store and buy a bunch of penny candies and buy a bunch of stuff from the store, and I would go and resell it.
See me, I ate it.
So you ate all the profit.
I ate it.
Yeah.
I ate it. But if you wanted some and you was my man or my homegirl, then you can get some. We're gonna split this thing down the middle. But yeah, I took care of that.
But where I'm from, they even used to sell pig feet in the jar. I don't know if we know anything about
Nah,
that.
I'm not doing no pickle pig feet, no pickle eggs, none of that.
Pickle pig feet, pickle eggs.
I very rarely eat pickles. I ain't got it. I don't know. I don't like my lips to feel all sour and all of that.
I thought, son.
That's telling you, man.
Well,
That's just me.
Hey, we did a lot of things like shoot, man, put the Kool-Aid in the plastic bag and ate the Kool-Aid out of the
Really?
You put
Something like that on
a bag of
Instagram.
sugar,
Yeah.
2 packs of Kool-Aid, shake it up, mix it up real good, and bite a hole in the bag and eat it like that.
Never did that.
Man, we did some crazy
Never
stuff.
did that.
So what are some of the things you did coming up, like, using school and stuff, like some of the habits y'all had?
Me, man, when I was in school, man, I was in the bikes. Like BMX bikes and stuff, man. And we would just ride. And even my 13-year-old daughter, I love her to death. I'm on her so hard because she just want to stay in the house all day.
Man, these kids don't understand,
That's
man,
it.
how good the
Yeah.
outside life
Yeah.
is, man.
I'm like, yo, we paid a lot of money to have this acre and plus of land. Let's get outside.
You 13?
Yeah, you got go-kart, all of that.
These
4-wheeler.
kids ain't into like that, man. So shout out to Michael Myers, Mike Myers. He been commenting on my shows and stuff lately. Mike, I see you, brother. I want to say something about my buddy Mike. He was my very first friend. Like, I remember moving to a new neighborhood back in 84, 85. Lived across the street, and he introduced me to skateboarding. This was back, I don't know if you remember the movie The Lost Boys. It was a movie about vampires.
I think I've seen it on demand, but
Me and Mike, we had the little the vampire teeth, like the little Halloween.
it looks
teeth.
glow in the dark and all of that.
So he cut it in half, and he got the top half, I got the bottom half. Put the vampire teeth in our mouth, and he taught me how to legitimately ride skateboards.
I jumped on a skateboard. Sorry to cut you off. I jumped on a skateboard about once in my life, and went backwards, and I fell so hard I couldn't breathe. I never jumped back on. Another thing, and it's crazy. I remember since you said skateboard, I used to rollerblade a lot too.
Rollerblade?
Yeah.
I never got into the rollerblading, but we did have a skate rink where I'm from, and we had the regular skates, not the inline skate, but the regular skates, and we would go and on Friday nights we would go to the skate rink and skate. But I never did get into the inline rollerblades. I got into skateboarding and I got into biking, BMX biking, doing the trying to do the tricks on the ramps and all that kind of stuff. But see, when I first started doing that, he would show me how to do tricks with the skateboard up the ramps and all that. And then, when I was doing the BMX bike, we would do that, have the little foot pegs on the side of the thing and try to do the flips and all that. But good thing I ain't never like had no serious injuries coming up. I don't think I ever had a broken bone as a child at all, and that's during skateboarding, BMX biking, fighting, football. None of that. I never really. I did have a couple of car accidents coming up, but I never had any like serious.
Not from your hobbies.
No, it was crazy, man. We just always, we had fun and we wasn't trying to kill each other. We were just out there having fun. Nowadays, though, you get out there and play and we trying to kill you.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, man. Like to go back to what you asked, though, man. I always loved New York, but now that I'm older, 31 years old, got a 13-year-old, 3-year-old little girl, 2 beautiful girls. That's not somewhere where I will move back to raise them.
Yeah,
because it's way too much going on, and I just don't want them to feel like they have to always be in defense mode.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different thing growing up, not having to worry about.
Yeah, so down here, everybody's, friendly, Southern hospitality. But in New York, man, somebody say good morning, you like, yo, it's too early, what you want? So I don't want them to have to deal with things like that.
What you want? Are you kidding me? It's too early to be speaking to me, brother. What do you want?
Anybody that's watching this and they're from up top, they can vouch for that, man. It's, now I'm accustomed to it. If I go in somewhere and have good morning, good afternoon, have a good evening, good night, whatever. But at first, man, I was like, yo, why y'all so nice? It's just one of those things, man. Like, it's the South, like I said, I love it, though. I love it now,
Well, I mean, it definitely is different. I mean, going, and this is the reverse, being in the South from a place that is slow and then trying to move to a place up north that's fast paced. I just think it's a different. So what happened was, one of my sisters ended up moving from Mississippi to Atlanta, the big city. They got a bunch of stuff going on in Atlanta, and I'm like, okay, probably within a year or so,
she ready to move back.
My nephews was getting into all type of stuff. I'm like, man, they ain't ready for that fast life. Yeah. You just need to stay, sometimes you just stay put where you are because, your children are the one that suffer more behind all that type of stuff because you got to go up. But it was just crazy, man, just seeing that the difference in mentality.
Yeah.
People from the South, they don't pick up on clues and stuff like people up north because y'all kind of quick on your feet. Yeah. You got to be quick on your feet. Coming from the South, going to the North, and everything. Me and you can go somewhere, and you can. It's just certain. Well, because I've been in the world a little bit, I'll beg, but I probably can keep up now. But when I was 19, 20, 21, fresh in the military, if I would have went somewhere with you, I would have been like lost.
Yeah.
You've been like, hey, dude, you about to get us. You're bringing too much attention to us. Quit doing that, man. What am I doing, man? You just chill out. Yeah. You'll be fussing at me because I wouldn't have a clue. But it's just certain like unspoken rules and just unspoken just communication that you'll be able to pick up on because you're from that place versus being from the South. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that I've had to have my guys to pull me to the side and say, hey,
This
You
is
know
what
what I
you
mean?
do. This is what
Yeah,
you don't do.
you gonna look like you gonna be sticking out like a sore thumb. Don't do this. Don't do that. Just don't make eye contact with people.
Yeah.
Things like that. I'm just not.
Well, I feel a certain way about that, and I guess it's because of like my upbringing. As a man, if you don't look me in my eyes while we're talking, there's no type of respect there. I'm gonna stop that conversation immediately.
Mhm.
I'll just walk away, and you're gonna be wondering why I walked away. There's been times I'm talking to people and their eyes are all over the place. All right, we're done. That's just me.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Like I'm very even my children. While we're talking, look at me. I don't care what's going on over there. If your life ain't in danger, look at me while we're talking. It's just a respect thing.
So is it a difference in eye contact versus when you have a conversation with somebody or eye contact with somebody on the streets? Is that is that a
Well,
good thing or a bad thing?
everybody has different views, I would say, but it's all the same. It's still a respect thing. Of course, everybody was raised a little bit differently,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, any household, you know, whether man or woman is the head of that household, they're gonna teach you respect. Respect takes you a long way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a form of respect, common courtesy. If I'm talking to you and you can't look at me in my eye, then there's no respect.
I was always told, giving people in the north, you don't want to make eye contact with them, or else that means that you got some kind of issue with them or something.
I wouldn't know anything about that because the people I've been around, it's just if we're talking, I'm gonna look at you.
Yeah, I guess it may be more
Because-
with trying to keep people from avoiding conflict with people or whatever. Or
Nah, because I don't know. I can't speak for where everybody's from, but Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Southside Jamaica, Queens.
If you can't look at me in my eye, like that's a fear. As a man, that's I stick to that to this day.
So you watch a lot of TV.
I do, when I have time.
You watch Power?
Yeah.
You watching the new one?
I didn't catch it. I think it came on last week.
Yeah.
So, with my full-time job, I got to be up at the crack of dawn. So, much love to 50, the whole Power team.
Man,
I can't stay up that late.
Well, I mean, it comes on 9 o'clock, I think, on Sunday evening.
Hey, man, my bedtime is 7 o'clock.
But if you got,
Yeah. So
you can catch it early.
I tried to watch it on demand that Monday when I got home. But as you know, I run my own detailing business, Jones Automotive Recon.
Say it again.
Jones Automotive Recon.
This guy is responsible for me getting my shine on. And I'm not talking about my bald head and all that kind of stuff. This guy here, Mr. Jones, when I first met him after the whole tax and credit thing, and then me kind of giving him, I took him under my wing and I looked at him like a little brother because, like he said before, I'm just that kind of guy, you know what I mean? So when I first started promoting my own personal vehicles, because I was never the kind of person that took pictures of my cars and all that I'm not that kind of stunt person, right? But after dealing with you, because you're promoting your business, take a picture of your car and put your car on Facebook so people can see your car shining and they can ask you who done it and you can give them my number. So I started posting the cars on Facebook, my truck first, and then my Challenger and everything. this guy is the one that's responsible for seeing my car shine and stuff on Facebook. I've only had since I've been here. I've only had 3 detail guys that were able to do, my cars, and you was the first one that touched my truck, my car,
I
and shined them
appreciate
up, man. This guy here is. You have people that are so dedicated to their craft, to like, and I done done so many different businesses in my life. When I was coming up, I done a mobile detail business. You know what I mean? Nothing like what you done, because I don't love it. I was doing it out of need, trying to pay bills, need to make some extra cash, so I would do it. But this guy here will dissect and break down a freaking car like, dude, are you kidding me? He loves it. You know what I mean? So tell us again about your business.
Jones Automotive Reconditioning. I do it all, top to bottom, inside out, paint corrections, ceramic coating, wheel repair. If you let your baby mama, your wife, your old lady, anything, drive through the drive-through, and she scrape your rims up or whatever, contact me.
Oh, so you help with the rims and all that?
I do it all. I do it all.
You see, that's something I didn't know.
I
I didn't know
do
that
it
car
all.
with detail.
I do it all. It doesn't, because of that's more of a cosmetic thing, but I promise you, I do it all. A to Z. A to Z. Yeah.
And he's good. He's good at what he does. He has his methods to what he do, and I've always been able to get him my business because he does it in a timely fashion, and I have him on a carrot, what you call it, carousel of vehicles, what I'm saying, that we working on. Some of y'all know that I'm actually starting my own buy here, pay here car lot. You know what I'm saying? And this is the guy that's going to be detailing all my stuff from this point forward. He always have work with me. Are you on social media at all with your detailing or not?
Yes, I am. Facebook, Anthony Jones. I don't really promote the business on Instagram much, but I will. I can't even remember my Instagram name. Please forgive me. But it's Facebook, Anthony Jones. Message me, questions, whatever. We can meet up. I can take a look at your vehicle. We can go from there. Like I said, I do it all. No job too big, no job too small.
And he just informed me that he also do 18 wheelers as well, the rigs and all that.
Yeah.
So
do everything, man. Motorcycles. If you got a moped and want it clean, come holler at me.
You know, just got my bike out of the shop Thursday.
Yeah. I haven't touched that yet,
so it's ready to be. It's ready for your hand to be on it whenever you're ready. It's ready. So yeah, my bike is probably the only thing that you ain't touched yet with that bike. I want it to be too clean where I can't ride it and stuff like that.
Hey man,
you stuff be too clean. You like, I don't even want to sit down on this thing.
A lot of people tell me that, man. It's always for me, I take pride in my work. I just love a clean car, whether it's mine, yours,
Yeah.
anybody's. And a lot of people tell me, man, it wasn't this clean when I bought it.
Man,
that's what I go for, man.
I got that 300 the other day, man. I'm like, shoot, I might want to keep this thing. It just smelled good, man.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It just smelled good. I was talking to TJ. I'm like, look, if I don't sell this car, I can go get it wrapped with my advertisement on it and use it as a promotion vehicle.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody from the office need to go make an office run, they take it so they can have that number on the back of it, and they can have the advertisement, and I can legitimately just use that as a tax write-off. But
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm always thinking.
It's not a bad idea.
I'm always thinking, but it's for sale for right now.
All right.
It's for sale until I get something else. But in the event that I don't, that's what it's going to be used for, an advertisement vehicle. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about the other day when I was in there. it just smelled so clean. I'm like, man, I don't even want to get rid of this thing now.
Yeah,
And
man. You know, I'm getting all cracks, crevices, everything, man. Everything. That's the only way, you know, there's a difference between car washing and detail. Don't get me wrong, you know, and I love my customers, but a lot of people they call me, oh, how much would you charge to detail my car? And I tell them that price. And it's like, oh, that's too much. But what exactly are you looking for? Oh, I just want it cleaned up. That's not a detail. You want car wash in the vacuum. A detail is, you know, pulling them seats out, cleaning that carpet, steam cleaning that leather. That's a detail. And that's what I take pride in, you know?
is to be getting it done, bro. Like I say, you have to be in love with your craft. You have to be passionate about what you do because that kind of stuff will get on your nerves. Seem like when you see stuff underneath the seat that
When you first showed me that 300, and I looked at
started
that
smiling, man. The car was like, "Look, I just need it back to. I need it back to his glory days when he was first made."
Yeah, yeah.
And this joker looked at the dirty car and started smiling like, "I'm gonna have fun with this car." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah,
but hey, that's you."
How did you feel when you got it back?
I told you, I was like, "Man, I don't even want to sell it." And like the smell of it,
Yeah.
you know, the inside of it, that looks good. I mean, it's definitely I guess the cleanliness of a car really, you know, makes the value.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, goes back up.
Yeah.
When you got a car that's filthy, dirty, it might not look like it's worth nothing, but take that same car and clean it up, you're like, oh,
You ready to ride? You stop in that store, you ain't never stopped that just so other people can see it.
Man, it's nice though. But yeah, you definitely got me, man. For the rest of my endeavors when it come down to buying and flipping cars and being my own personal stuff, you definitely got me, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Really do.
So, talk to us a little bit about, you know, the whole process it took you from, you know, when we first started talking and we, you know, just kind of helping mentor you in this area, man. And how long did it take for you to achieve the goals you were set out to do? Because I always ask people when they start, like, what are your goals? What are we doing with your credit, or why, you know, what when we get done, what's going to be the end result? And people tell me, I want to do this, I want to do that, but you had some particular goals in mind, and you had time limits on all those goals, and to see those goals and see those things, you know, come to pass. Walk me through the process, timing, mentality wise, thought process wise, like some of the struggles, and then some of the things that you enjoyed about the process.
So, like, just mainly, man, just wanting to be successful, you know. Uh, Having my first daughter at 18, it was just more like being in shock.
Mm-hmm.
But now I got to get out here and do what I got to do. So I refuse to be, you know, that type of dad, be another statistic.
Yeah.
You know, I just had to figure something out. So I told myself, I'm gonna have me a house by the time I'm 35.
Okay.
Didn't know anything about credit. You know, I was just out here, just, you know, living wild and free. You know,
Mm-hmm.
My significant other, man, is perfect. You know, that's my background. We sat down, we talked about it. I said, okay, what are we gonna do? You know, at first things were a little shaky because we were just jumping out there, working, you know, this job, that job, just making enough money to make ends meet, you know, keep the lights on, whatever, but we stayed consistent. We kept that faith and we had each other's back.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, babe, are we gonna buy a house? Or are we just gonna keep renting? We gonna keep making this man or this woman rich? Or we gonna get something that's gonna be an investment? She was like, well, let's just start off slow. Nah, I don't want to start off slow. I want my own house. So when I met you and I told you, you know, what the situation was, what the plan was, and we started getting into the whole credit thing, my first thing was, okay, I'm gonna get this credit right. I listened. I didn't, my credit score didn't go up, and I went and financed a car. My credit score didn't go up, and I tried to apply for a credit card. I listened to you. My credit score went up. I kept doing what I had to do until the point I finally said, okay, let's find this land. Let's find a realtor. Let's make some things happen.
So you actually bought land,
Well,
or was it a package deal?
you have to buy the land
Mhm.
before you can put that foundation down.
Okay.
So just riding around, and it's always areas that you would never think about if your head ain't there.
Yeah.
You got to know what you want, and you got to make those phone calls. You can't. This may be a little bit off topic, but
No.
you can't hang around people that look at your plans or your successes as competition. Because a lot of times, with our people, be around people that you call bro, sis, whatever. It could be your cousin, your mom, your dad. If they don't think like you, everything that you say to them is going to be a brag or like you try to stun on them or whatever. So what I did or what we did, my significant other and I, we just shut down from everybody and got on our grind. We still working, we online we're looking, and I'm riding the streets, when I get off work, I found some land. I think 1.63 acres, something like that.
Mhm.
I made the phone call. Put some paper together. We got that land. We got this 2,000 something square foot house built from the ground up. But the most important thing is just having that faith, staying consistent.
Man, that's awesome. And one of the things that you pointed out is the fact that um, when you are grinding, when you are doing what you got to
When you're in that grind, you got to shut out everybody.
you got to keep your head down and you got to keep your ears closed because people will start saying things to throw you off your game.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that you say that because you have experienced that, but this is something I tell people on your journey to be successful. You may end up being alone,
You're going to lose friends, family members.
and you have to be careful who you share your dreams with because people are not pulling for you.
Every ear is not a listening ear.
Everybody who say they praying for you, they're not praying for you. They be praying against you. So you have to understand that this grind, this road to success. When people say, "Oh, you're acting funny," no, I'm not acting funny. I'm acting different because my mentality has changed. So if my mentality changed, my thoughts change, my action have to change. You'll be a fool to get a brand new thought with the same old actions, expecting something to happen.
My dad said something to me as I was a kid, man, just once again growing up, making all the boyish mistakes that, young guys make. He said, if you keep doing the same thing, accepting different results, that's called insanity.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuck in my head. You can't keep making the same mistakes, whether it's financially or whatever the case may be, thinking that something's going to change. It's the same as, when somebody's broke, they'll say, "Oh God, please send me a blessing. Let me go buy this scratch off," and you praying to God as you scratch it. But you won't put that same effort in hitting that clock and just thanking God that you got a nice car and a full tank of gas to get to work.
We talked
But
about
that's a different topic, though.
no, man. We just talked about this. The difference between faith and foolishness.
Yeah.
Faith saying, I'm gonna keep going to work. I'm gonna work extra hours for God to open up the doors for me to get my new house, and we're gonna grind the hard way and get it done by the grace of God. God gonna provide me the energy, the strength I need to do this thing. Foolishness is going to buy that scratch off while you're scratching, saying, "Lord, let me hit so I can go in."
I'm trying to get to Vegas, so I'm gonna keep buying these.
That don't work.
I'm gonna spend $20 a day, 5 days a week, but I'm trying to get to Vegas, but I'm gonna call out of work. That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense. And so when you was getting ready, you and your, y'all was getting ready to get your house and stuff, you had to change your spending habits.
A lot of habits, and I'm a sneakerhead, and it killed me to not buy some of those releases and do the things that I would normally do. But I thank God every day that I made the decisions that
Now,
I
this
did.
first time home buyer, right? First time.
Yeah.
All right. Describe to me, because this is what I try to tell people, and you'll be the one right now that can testify to what I'm going to say. Describe to me the feeling when you got those keys and when you was able to finally walk through the doors of your house describe to me in how that felt.
I'm gonna dial it back. This one will be even better. There's a whole different feeling when your realtor calls you and says, "Hey, what date would you like to do your interior design?" You got to pick the color of the walls, what type of floors, the color of the electrical switches, the doorknobs,
So,
the sinks,
man,
the tiles, the vinyl. We picked everything from top to bottom.
and this
Man.
is
That was an experience, man, that if I could do it all over again, I would, because I enjoyed it that much, knowing that this is ours.
so all the shoes you couldn't buy, all the trips you couldn't go on. Is it worth it knowing that
Man, listen,
no other family has ever lived in those walls except for you? See, that's a different experience.
it was more than worth it, man.
I try to explain to people, like when somebody, and this is not, taking shots at anybody, but when somebody asks me stuff like, is it worth it? I want to know how much is this credit worth it. I'm like, look, I really can't focus enough on the feeling or the experience you get when you're able to do what you did versus somebody going to buy a house for the first time and it's somebody else's house or whatever. That's all good too.
Mhm.
But there's not a feeling in the world. There's not a cost in the world. If you had to pay $3,000 for your credit repair to get it done, that feeling that you get to be able to design from the ground up, brother, unexplainable.
Unexplainable. And just knowing that we did what we did for our kids. I mean, for us too, of course, but there's always a bigger picture than those two little girls. I don't care about anybody that loves sneakers. No, you'll pay however much you want to pay for those shoes, and they're gonna sit until you want to wear them. And you're gonna wear them, and they still gonna sit. But knowing that, like you said, the first and the only family that's been in that house, and just the experience, man, it's unexplainable.
It's crazy, man, because I feel like as a business owner, when we doing things and we helping people out and things like that, sometimes I never hear the end results of somebody's story.
The best thing I ever did was walk into this building.
People run off with their life, and there's nothing, no knocking against somebody, but they move on with their life. They never call back and say, hey, thanks, or this is what we got. And I get it. People want to keep their life private and everything. During the pandemic, people have been more of homebodies now because they're able to be able to stay home and stuff like that. And I get all that, but I didn't get into this to be selfish. I got into this to help, to help other people, right? It warms my heart. It makes me feel humble. It makes me feel fulfilled when somebody has went through the process and has come back to say, hey, this is what we was able to do thanks to your help. And it's nothing like trying to boost my head up or anything that, but there are people that have to be used for examples and testimony so other people can see the process. Like if I ever posted my car on Facebook to say you can literally see your reflection in this car paint because this dude has glassified. I don't even know that's a real word. Is that a real word? He has glassified the car paint to where you can see your reflection. And so people want to know, oh, well, who done that? This guy get those kind of results. You know, this is how we able to pass on people's information and network because I'm promoting his business by driving my car around with the shine. I don't like flexing, but if it's gonna help him get more jobs, I'm gonna flex so they can see, boom, this is my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of times too, man, and anybody that I'm close to, they'll tell you, I always try to give a little bit of, and you know, excuse me, one of my best friends, man, I don't really want to say his name or whatever, but I talk to him so much. He's a little younger than me, and I'm always trying to drop jewels on, you know, because I don't want to be, not trying to Martin Luther King him or nothing like that, but it's information that I got from you that really helped me. And as my man, I want to see him succeed as well.
Yeah.
You know, so I never try to, you know, I never try to flex, or I don't feel like I'm better than anyone by any means. But you got to make the right decisions. You got to listen. And I'm always, if we cool and I got love for you and you got love for me, I'm always going to say something if I feel like it's necessary. It's up to you to take that information and do what you're supposed to do with it.
Yeah.
So to anybody who feels like they want to get their credit repaired, this is the man. If you feel like you don't want to spend that type of money to get it repaired or to take those steps, it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Because y'all ain't gonna do nothing, go buy some crab legs anyway.
Some crab legs.
You know what's going on out here, man. But
look, I'm humbled because this brother has been able to, and this is the thing. Each one teach one. He's been able to learn from me, but he's been able to help teach somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that person hopefully can learn something from you and teach somebody else. So I believe that that's how we fix some of the issues in our community.
Yeah.
Because Big Mama,
she ain't around
no more. Papa, he might have been a Rolling Stone, but you don't even have Papa around here no more to tell nobody nothing. It used to be an old man on the corner at the corner store.
Yeah.
Can talk to you about your life, and if you ain't got a granddaddy or daddy around, that's someone gonna tell you everything about women, money, and everything.
We don't have that no more.
That dude gone.
We don't have that no more.
So, and I had asked somebody before, like with the Martin Luther Kings being gone, with the Medgar Everts and all the civil rights activists for the past, with our own community having Big Mama gone and all of them, like, how do our young people, how do they learn from us if we're not willing to show and share, our experiences with the younger generation or just with one of our people in general? I mean, we have to be able to be in a position to each one teach one in order for us to be able to learn from each other.
I mean, like, I don't feel like I know everything. I definitely don't. I read a lot. I listen. I read a lot. I'm always trying to obtain some type of information that's going to help you, further on, whether it's present or for the future. But if I feel like it's valuable information and I got love for you, I'm going to share it with you. I don't care if you're listening or not. But if you are listening, then it's always going to be something that's stuck in the back of your head. So I just encourage, this younger generation, even if you're older, get on your grind, because the way this world is, you always got to have something going on. But you want to make sure that that position is solidified. You got to make sure that that home is taken care of. You don't want to keep, you out here BSing and life is going on. So it's just going to get harder as we all get older. So you gotta leave something for these babies, man, because if not, they're gonna be worse than we were.
Man.
Because all they have to look up to is these phones.
These phones.
I'm just saying.
Man.
Don't get me wrong. My 4-year-old, man, I know for sure I got to keep that tablet, that iPad plugged in because that's what keep it quiet. But it's still one of them things where I'm like, yo, you've been on that thing too long. Let's go outside and run around. Even my oldest daughter, she always like this, laughing. What's so funny? Oh, nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where it's taking that childhood away from me.
Man, I remember coming up and my mama say, be in by the time the street lights come on.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember and this is funny, one of the funniest plays of my my brother, we called it LBC, little boy career. Shout out to my brother Tim Evans. He know what I'm talking about. But I remember one of the funniest football plays ever done in my life was we was out in the streets playing ball, and we was playing away from the house, going, away from the house. And I saw the street lights use they make that little ant sound before they come all the way on.
Yeah. And
they started be a little small glow and sort of lighting up. And I knew that I had probably less than 45 seconds before that light came on.
Be on that porch.
Man, I went out for a long bomb, and the dude threw me the ball, and I caught the ball with one hand and kept running and ran on to the house like, hey, that was the last play. I guess we win. Because
I got the same thing growing up, man. Just be home, be in the house, or be on the porch at least when the street lights come on. But nowadays, you don't really get that. These children don't want to get out of the house.
They ain't going outside, so street lights, that ain't got nothing to do with them kids these days, man. And I get that, so we live in a crazy time right now where kids getting snatched up, Amber Alerts going off every other day and everything. But I don't know, man. Being able to be a homeowner and buying a house that has some yard so you kids can go out there and play if they choose to. If y'all decide to buy, a pool or a trampoline for them to see the outside, but that's your choice. That's your right as a man to provide that for your family. So y'all will have the opportunity to go out there, man. But ain't nothing for the accomplishment wise, man. I would say that homeownership is up there, top 5, best feelings in the world when you actually able to see something.
Yeah, man, I'm grateful, man. I'm really grateful, man. I'm really grateful, honestly. So, just want to thank you.
Hey, man, no worries, man. Like I say, I don't do this for myself. I do this to help people, man. And brothers like you, man, really makes, my mistakes and my struggles, because before I can come here and sit in front of you as the man I am now, understand that this man has been through something.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong.
You know what I mean?
I've made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, but when you can capitalize on some things and say, well, let me get this part right. Like you said, for your kids' sake, man, it makes all the difference in the world, man. When you can stay that humble person, for the benefit of your kids, and your kids can see the achievements, and so they know that you done raised the bar on them. So they ain't going to come at you with no have mistakes, no half stepping. They got to actually produce now because you didn't show them the blueprint, and with all the stuff going on with within our community, you know what I'm saying? First black president, check, you know what I'm saying? We got a black female vice president, check. So them as being girls, they don't have an excuse now because the bar has been set, the achievement has been put before them. So you got to have some big shoes to fill now when they grown up. Yeah. And I know you got some high expectations for your kids. Yeah, because you're a business owner, you know what I mean, and that kind of stuff is not easy to achieve as well. You got to go through some bumps and bruises in order to call yourself a business owner. You know what I mean? I'm
not gonna lie, I was scared to jump off the porch, man. Just afraid to once again the mistakes that I've made in the past, and which I still we all deal with our trials and tribulations, whatever from the past, but it's more like. I was afraid to fail. So I didn't want to jump out there and say, okay, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then nothing works out. But I had to tell myself, or remind myself rather, you can't fail unless you try. and business been booming ever since.
And I always like to tell people when they start using, the words about, they was fearful and things like that, you can't have faith and fear at the same time. Your faith will overpower your fear, or your fear is going to overpower your faith. Okay. So I think it might have been a couple of shows ago, I made a comment, or I was telling them somebody about, I talked to a pastor and he posed a question. What more would you do with your life if you knew you couldn't fail? What type of mentality would you have about things if you knew that you couldn't fail? How many more shots would you take if you knew you couldn't miss? And when you have faith in God, He gives you the grace and your ability to do what you got to do, and you don't have to worry about failure because He is the one that's making it happen. The day I quit my job in Raleigh, I told God that it's on you. Like the customers that come into my organization, the people who I meet, like, because this is a, cash in hand, business or whatever. How am I going to stay relevant 3 years from now? How am I going to stay cash flow positive 3 years from now if I'm only collecting a one-time payment from these people? I would have to have an unlimited supply of clients, or, I would have to have, God have to open the floodgates, And when God saw me put my business and my trust in His hands, when I tell you I haven't never had to, since that day, I haven't had to worry about new clients. The referral program, kicks in. People like yourself who actually can see the process works and understand that when y'all see stuff on Facebook posting about getting a house, that person's journey didn't happen overnight, did it?
I definitely trust the process.
You have to put in the time and the effort, and you have to have patience, because one thing, and I don't know, I'm talking about business on this show, but I'm gonna talk about it right now because I got my man right here. The time and energy that it took for you to destroy or make the credit the way it is going to take that much more,
that same amount of time
to reverse it. Think about a Titanic. You know how big the Titanic was? Mm-hmm. The reason why the Titanic sunk wasn't because they didn't see the iceberg. It's because the ship is so massive. When they saw it, they didn't have enough time to turn it before it, because it's a massive thing. So understand, they had to shut the engine off. They had to put it in reverse and then full power in reverse in order for it to do that, and it still ended up hitting. So when you're doing something like trying to buy a house, and this is what I got to remind people. Thank you for just looking at me like that, because I just thought about something. When you're trying to buy a house, whether you build it from scratch or whether you are buying somebody else's house, you're asking a bank who don't even know you to loan you $300,000. They're not going to just do that unless they ask every question. You probably had to answer. I had to answer questions about child support. I'm talking about everything in the world that you done. You bought a piece of gum when you were 12 years old. You had a 5-cent difference on it. I'm like, they're asking everything. They asked me questions about Abraham Lincoln, and I don't even know the brother. Like, God, no, I don't even know.
It's funny you say that, right?
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that. So I don't know if you remember or not. Back in the day, you used to get these books where you could order CDs and stuff.
Yeah, it was called what was it called?
Something. I can't. Was it Finger Hut?
No. Oh my God, Columbia House.
That's what it was.
Columbia House.
So they went back to, man, I can't even remember what year it was, but she said, "Oh yeah, well, shows here that you owe this company like $17 or something." I said, "Man, I don't remember that." Like I'm sure you. I believe you if you said it was me, but really, for some CDs.
Man, they will go back on your life years.
Yeah.
And when you buy a house, you want to start paying people back that you owe. I owe you $5. Look, they might call you, ask you about this $5. Let me go ahead and give it to you.
Yeah, but they, you definitely got to trust the process and just be honest. You got to be honest with them. So first and foremost, you got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah, you got to be. And how bad do you want it? Is the question you got to ask yourself.
Yeah.
When you ready, and all your friends going on a girl's trip or a guy's trip, and everybody going to Vegas, and you saying, "Can you go? It's gonna cost $2,000." You like,
can't do it. I got
that $2,000 is gonna be going toward me having them keys. So let me go ahead and tell y'all, no, now I can't do, and it's gonna hurt.
Not saying sell yourself short, but you got to make the right decision.
You got to make the right decisions. You got to be laser focused on what you're trying to do, because it's and when you own a path, the Bible talks about the straight and narrow. Mm-hmm. The straight and narrow is a road that is also the road less traveled. Wide and wide is the road that leads to destruction, but the straight and narrow is the one that leads to, eternal life, and it's a successful road. It's a rewarding road. Understand, much is given, much is required. If you want to be able to live the American dream of being able to be a homeowner, you want to live the American dream of being a business owner, you have to put in work. You got to put in work. Me and Caleb is getting ready to go into business and doing something as a partnership. And, I was just talking to him a couple weeks ago about, are you ready for the grind? Because it don't start until you say, I do.
You gotta stay 10 toes down.
When you say, I do, and you're ready to make that commitment to the business, because you're going to be married to your business, make that commitment, you have to be laser focused, because everything that comes out in the world is going to be contradicted what you're trying to do. And I commend you on the fact that you don't watch a whole lot of TV. You don't know what's going on inside the world, as far as like you don't watch commercials and everything, because
I don't really do politics, things like that. I stay away from stuff like that because it takes away that focus.
That's what I'm saying. And my next point was, the more energy you give to stuff that's not worth the time, the less energy you got for your actual business and about your life. Yeah. So, and that's all about being mature, being confident, and then being laser focused to know that. And people accuse me for being a workaholic because they don't understand my end game. They don't understand the results I'm trying to get. Me wanting to leave a legacy behind, so that my great grandkids won't have to struggle. Like, we're talking about breaking a generational curse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The curse that says that, and forgive me if I sound like I'm bragging, but I want to brag on God for a minute. It was a point of time that I had, Caleb, 7 repossessions on my credit. 7. I done been repoed Christmas Eve. I done been repoed like at church. I done been repoed at work. I done been so embarrassed on repossessions to the fact where I make my mind that once I get my life together,
and no looking back,
nobody would ever pick up another one of my vehicles. I don't care what I gotta do. I'm not gonna be stranded without a ride. Can't get to my job because my car got repoed, so I can't even pay you. Ma'am, have mercy. I can't pay you because I don't have a car to get to work to make a check to pay you. Yeah. Give me a chance. And when I made up my mind, I want to get my life together, God stepped in and he done what he did. I ain't have to. Repossession is the least of my worries. And some of my stories, man. When I started, when you started putting the shine on me, on these cars. God was putting the shine on me, man, in real life. And from 7 repossessions, man, to
7 cars.
literally 7 cars in my driveway. I got 5 titles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the only way a car getting rid of my house is if I got a for sale sign for it. And that's just a testament of how God will see a person about their business. And I got to keep going back to you, brother. You probably, from New York to now, to being a young man to now, you got a little bit of wisdom about yourself, man. To be able to see all that stuff when you finally achieve that goal, man, it's like Niagara Falls, man. Like it's the waterworks, the crying, and all that, man, because you done achieved the ultimate that you say. Somebody tell you, oh, it can't be done, you can't do this, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was in the middle of the pandemic, right?
Yep.
In the middle of the pandemic, probably got the best interest rate that they offered at that time to get that house, but not having to go into somebody else's house and get it right for you, but being able to be a part of the building process, picking the paint on the wall, the doors, the knobs, all of that, and still pay less than a lot of people out there that's buying houses right now. So if you work the system works. If you stick to the course and you stay laser focused, it'll work for you. And this is, my good friend Anthony Jones is here to tell you all that the process works. And you just gotta trust the process.
Trust the process. Stay consistent. Keep faithful.
This is words of wisdom right here, man. I've been so excited about getting this brother on the show, man. Every week
Sorry it took me so long, man.
Man, look, it didn't take you long. This is right on time, brother. This is right on time for the season, for the calls and everything. And I know that I promised you we're gonna keep it short because you got other obligations. But I just want to thank you, brother, for being on the show, man.
What's that?
Look, y'all go back to your websites and all that. What you got?
Jones Auto Recon. You can hit me on Facebook. Message me. We can take it from there. Anthony Jones is my Facebook. Like I said, I do it all. Don't be afraid to ask.
Everything. This brother keeps me looking good and keeps me shining. So you are live inside the den. We are live on YouTube, Inside the Den, on my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. Inside the Den YouTube. We are on Inside the Den on my Facebook page. D Lyons. We are on Daniel Lyons and Evans on Facebook. We are Inside the Den.
I didn't even see that one.
Hey man, we all over the place. Inside the Den on Facebook. We on Inside the Den on Instagram. And as always, we have Caleb behind the scenes. We Inside the Den on Twitch. If you all have any problem with finding the show live, you can go to one of those platforms. I'm very excited about the future. We are in the middle of the summer right now. What part of summer? Beginning of summer? I don't even know.
We in the hot part. That's all I know.
The hot part. Look, we got a whole lot more good show coming your way in the future. But I wanted to just take this time and just give my buddy a chance to come on here and talk to us. And I definitely appreciate him coming on here and spending his time with us. But without further ado, we're not gonna hold y'all up any longer. Y'all get back to y'all day. This has been your boy Daniel Lyons and Evans Inside the Den, and we look forward to seeing you all next Saturday at 4:00. Same time, same channel, and Wednesday at 9:30. We'll be talking about Think and Grow Rich on our weekly Wisdom Wednesdays. Me and TJ, my assistant, will be talking to you about the breakdown of Think and Grow Rich. So I would definitely encourage you to either watch the movie,
I be seeing it, man.
the audio, or the book. It's an awesome book by Napoleon Hill, but it actually breaks down a lot of the principles of about the mindset of being successful. Got a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of millionaires and billionaires that have been in this book. But they have a movie out right now, Think and Grow Rich. You got a lot of modern day people talking about their story as the old heads from back in the day talking about it. But this book is amazing. We've been reading it. We're on chapter 4 right now, and it has really done a lot of good of unlocking some of those areas in your mind that might have been hemmed up from like just being able to speak positive in a negative area, being able to open your mouth and just make things happen. Hold yourself accountable by putting yourself on a timeline, a date, and getting very strict on that. That stuff really goes a long way.
Before we go, sorry,
No, you good.
accountability. That's major.
Yes, it is.
It's major.
Yes.
A lot of
Accountability
people-
is at the top.
A lot of people, they block their own blessings by not holding themselves accountable. I'll never sit here and tell you that I'm perfect, because I know I'm not. I know the mistakes that I've made, and I'm hard on myself to not make those mistakes again or continue to make the same mistakes. So I hold myself accountable to keep going forward and not, slip into the cracks that, or not let the devil grab me in. Sorry.
No. Hey,
Sorry.
man. Hey, I love it, brother. I love it. I love it when the wheels are turning and when you got that wisdom coming out your pores, man. Like I say, man, I have a lot of respect for you. Not only because, you wash my cars, but I remember the comment that you had when I first met you is I don't really listen to a lot of people when it comes down to my personal life, but I'm going to give you a chance to prove me wrong.
It's one of the best decisions I've made.
And I'm telling you, brother, it's humble because I can't take credit for nothing that God has done. I'm just a vessel that allowed myself to be used for the glory of God. When it comes down to your credit, the mentorship, just the friendship, all that, man. I'm just returning the favor. Like I say, it's being as real as I can, man. When it comes down to that, but God does all this, man. He puts all this together, and it was not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? You were on time right now. Whether it took you in your mind, 2 months or whether
It took me a while,
days.
but I was just busy, man.
Well, man, and I want you busy because busy means that that you've been successful.
Busy is good.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't have nothing to do, be like, hey man, let me go on the show tomorrow. Let me go next week. Hey man, you got something to do? If you got some work to do, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So definitely thank you for coming on the show, man. And we definitely thank you all for tuning in this week on Inside the Den. And we will see you all next week. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.
I like this, man. I gotta get me a shiny Puff Daddy suit next time.
I don't think this one when it got started. Why is that saying start live video? Oh man, you didn't get no love.
We got a lot of viewers.
Hey, this your boy Daniel Lyons Evans, and you are
can
now
stop.
live inside the
No, I
Den.
want you to run.
As always, this is
I wasn't nervous.
We're here today with a very special friend of mine.
It's a rocking chair. I mean, don't rock in a rocking chair. What? Huh? Shoot. I don't know.
It's the shirt, man. Yo, Mr. Dan, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, man, go ahead on, man. I try to keep you under an hour.
How long
It's like
was
an
it?
hour, 15 minutes, something like that, brother.
It was an hour 10.
Hour 10, yeah.
Yeah, it was
So-
good. It was a solid hour.
Good?
Yeah.
Did I do good for my first time?
Oh, man, you did awesome, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna make sure we right now. I ain't gonna make sure, but go ahead on back to your house, man, and enjoy your rest of your weekend, brother.
Yes, sir.
See you.
All right.
I said hello.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hey, where's the trash can?
In that room across the hall. You in a rush, Caleb? You in a rush?
I got some time.
You got dinner?
Well, I'm gonna meet the wife at my parents' house.
For dinner?
eat, yeah, dinner, and just kind of let the dogs play with them. Been able to get out a lot, so I'm trying to give them some. Gotta take care of the kids.
Gotta take care of the dogs.
The kids, man.
Yeah.
Pups. I think I got some. Let me make sure that's it. Yeah, I got some time. Check it.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say let's go to a restaurant and sit down and have an appetizer or something, kind of boil something. But I ain't want to spoil your dinner. 41 views, bro.
Good, man. It's picking up. It's picking up. Gotta get at 52 last weekend from and that brought up your views a bit.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend was the weekend after him.
Yeah,
And
so
he got 21.
that post that I did, I advertise it? I've been getting all kind of traffic off that. So people like seeing that.
It's working. 21 is good, man.
Yeah, I can get some weird traffic. Should promise you ain't gonna laugh at me.
Nah.
So since I've been posting on like promoting on Facebook for $2 a day and all that kind of stuff, my stuff been in front of a lot of different people. I've had 5 like homosexuals like approaching me, man, about
Yo, look, it's not just you. Trust me, they
I had a dude
social media.
I had a dude
This is
to
part of it. I mean, you are good looking as a guy, so
dude,
I ain't
but
gonna-
I'm not. But I don't put out the kind of energy that says that
Mhm.
that I'm a homosexual. Like I had a dude literally like. This is no exaggeration, Kat. The dude sent me a text message and said, before I knew it was a dude, let's just say if it was a woman. Somebody texted my phone and said, I need some D. I need some dick. That's what they said in the text message.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what in
Spam.
the world? Like, are you, excuse me? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then they say, oh, I just checked your profile out. You're a very handsome man, very sexy. You know, I just want some of that. And then I'm paying devil advocate. Okay, who are you? Like, how can I help you? Like, what do you even look like? Like, you know, I shouldn't even probably entertain that, right? Send me a picture so I can see who I'm talking to first. And they sent me a picture of their rear end, right? But I couldn't see nothing but just the rear end. I'm like, face. Let me see your face. And it was a dude. I'm like, I'm not that way. First they asked me, are you in Atlanta? Should have been a dead giveaway. Atlanta, Georgia, they got a lot of homosexuals. I said, no, I'm not that way. Is there anything I can help you with? I'll be more than happy to help you with your credit or whatever, because I don't want to assume that somebody is, you know, and then I lose a whole audience of people if it's like that.
I know. Yeah, you gotta tread.
And then on Facebook, somebody hit me up and was like, yo, I'm like, what's up? And they was like, what are you texting me? What are you texting me from? I'm like, I'm in North Carolina. How can I help you? And all of a sudden, send me a picture. I'm like, bruh, no, I'm not interested. What are you trying? I mean, I've been getting a lot of attention, man, from the wrong goddamn people.
Wrong people.
And I don't even know what to do. Like, I don't know if I need to just put a disclaimer out there or something or what. But it's been like homosexuals been hitting me up lately, man.
Well, yeah, the next time an ad is ran, you know, I mean, you can be more specific, like, yeah, have like a targeted audience, have a certain group, you know, you can be real specific with your ads. I mean, and it would help you reach, I mean, it would help you reach a more targeted audience as far as like, you know, someone that would want to see what someone that would want to hear, you know, versus like random people that might sit in one or two times, you know, and then someone who's actually interested in something like this, they would sit down 3 or 4 times or 5 times and say, hey, let me sit down with a buddy, or hey, you know, share it.
Well, I mean, I had a couple of guys hit me up on the same the message, how they message you and say, can I help you with something? And so somebody said, oh, I want to see your show. I'm a single father with 7 kids, and I like to promote and support positive shows. So I'm interested in your show. I said, okay, no problem. He was like, I want to be part of the show. If I'm ever in the area, please. And I was like, okay.
See,
so
that's good, man.
yeah, so that was some good stuff.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, but I ain't know how to handle them goddamn faggots, man. Like, how do I keep these punks off my goddamn page, man? I don't swing that way. I do not.
It's just random.
It was crazy, man. Cause like I said, I'm not the kind of person to be rude to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
especially when I'm trying to grow.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like be rude to them, but at the
Nah.
same time, I don't want them to think that by me responding to them that I'm interested. Like this dude might say, "Oh, was he asked me? He wanted to get a picture of me.
Mm-hmm.
He might be interested." No, I just want to see who I'm talking to. You know, whether you are a male or female, and I can always revert back to credit or whatever you want to do. Like, you know, like you know, I don't know. It was weird. I said,
It's the internet. It's gonna happen.
it's gonna happen.